Hey guys, I've tried to do this a couple of times, so I'm just going to kind of do this raw. This is a video about the end of 2016 and what we're doing in 2017 in the Ogwc. I'm down here in my basement cave where I do all kinds of fun War Machine stuff. In a second I'll show you some of the stuff I'm doing for next year, but first thing I want to do is talk about last year. With the release of Mark III, we've seen more awesomeness than ever from the Ogwc. We had all these people out that we've never seen before. We had some old people back, and now we're packing tournaments, and we have a waiting list for everything. So I want to say a great big thank you to everybody in the Ogwc who has contributed to this and who has basically come out, supported us, and had a lot of fun, hopefully. So now on to 2017. 2017 is going to be awesome. I've been sitting down with a select group of people that are going to be running tournaments next year, along with myself, and we are going to do some stuff that's new. We're going to do some stuff that will make your tournament going and your hopefully just your fun games even better. So the first thing we're doing is we're doing 2 tournaments a month. Or now, I say tournaments, they could be events, they could be something, but we're basically going to do sort of a more competitive event every month, and we're also going to do a sort of more fun event every month. For example, we're doing, I think it's the 14th or 15th of this month, we're doing a tournament. Then we have MooseCon at the end of the month. Same thing in February, we're gonna do a tournament, and then I think we've got a 2-headed pharaoh again at out of the box. We're going to be supporting all the local stores, but one big thing that is coming up is we're dropping the Ogwc club cards. We basically only had like 2 stores that were actually honoring them, and what we're going to do is try and encourage those stores to drop their price a little bit. But we are so lucky in the region to have a lot of stores doing the pricing at US MSRP, which is ridiculous anywhere else. We are so lucky to have that. So what we're going to do is we've got these 2 tournaments a month, and we're going to change things up because we've realized that sort of as a club, we rely on the stores a lot for our boards, places to play, stuff like that. And sometimes during something like a big Magic tournament or something, we can't get a place to play in the city. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to collect up enough stuff as a organization to be able to do tournaments all on our own. If we need to get a hall or something, we're just going to do that. So the changes that will make that possible is twofold. One, we are going to go to completely pre-registration. We're going to be using a piece of software called Best Coast Pairings, and Best Coast Pairings will allow us to do online registration. You can do it with, I think, credit card, debit card, whatever, and you can still pay in person, but we really appreciate it if you pre-register, and if you do pre-register, you're guaranteed a spot. If you don't pre-register, you won't necessarily be guaranteed a spot. So get your pre-registrations in. We'll be putting up the tournament, all the tournaments on Best Coast Pairings as soon as we have dates confirmed for them. So in the next couple of days, we should be having, I think it's about 6 or 8 tournaments going up for the next 3 or 4 months. We're also going to be putting the price up for our tournaments from $10 to $15. Now, there'll only be $10 in pricing per person per event, but the extra $5 is going to allow us to buy mats, terrain, and digital clocks, which will be awesome. So basically what we're going to do is buy them in sets of 4. So the first couple of tournaments, assuming they're well attended, will allow us to buy a set of 4 mats, 4 digital clocks, and 4 sets of terrain. And we're just going to keep doing that. We've set a goal that we want 16 players, or 16 tables worth of terrain and stuff, so that should be amazing. So we've got the Best Coast Pairing, we're going to $15. There's actually a Best Coast Pairing player app that's coming, and it sounds really awesome. You could always watch my podcast on that, just Moose Machine plug right here. Other than that, we are also going to what we call a 50-50 prize structure. So the 50-50 prize structure basically says if you are We're going to do like 50% for the participation prizes and 50% for the prizes for winning. No, not specifically just for the first place, but for winners. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to go to a finals table for all of our tournaments from now on. So the finals table is going to mean that at the end of usually round 3, if we're doing a 4-round tournament, we're going to do all the draws, we're going to do all the everything, and then the last 2 players will play it out. This will allow people who need to go home early can, and it will also allow us to sort of wrap things up a little bit quicker. So I think that's most of the stuff we're going to. So tournament fees are going up from $10 to $15. It's not a big deal. Please register online. We'll be putting out links to that all the time. Once the Best Coast Pairings player app comes out, we'll be able to see a lot of other stuff. Because we're going to be using Best Coast Pairings for all of our tournament stuff, we'll actually be able to track people over the entire season, for the entire year. You can be able to see how you're doing. And with the app, once you put your information into it, you'll be able to do things like report your game from the table. You don't even have to go up to the front. You can just, both people say, this is the way the game went, hit their buttons, and it automatically reports, which will be so awesome. Also, you'll be able to get your pairing right on your phone. It's going to be amazing, guys. I am so excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope the weirdness of this video hasn't thrown you too off. I hope the giant glowing forehead has not freaked you out too much, and the strange noises going on upstairs. One little thing I will show you. I have been working on some of the new terrain for the club. I've been casting new walls. Now, these walls were actually printed by Kevin Koopman. He did these really neat 3D printed ones. Unfortunately, he has a 3D printer at his work, and I think he said the materials for this were like hideously expensive. But what I can do is I can make a rubber mold, which looks something like, if you'll excuse me, something like this. And then I fill it with a resin, which is this 2-part stuff over here. And that allows me to make these. So these will be part of the new terrain. I haven't cleaned these up, obviously, but we're gonna have new walls with gates, walls with rough terrain of different types. So there's all kinds of great new stuff coming. I'm sure my other organizers will put all the things that I've forgotten to mention down below. But thanks everybody for 2016, and I can't wait to see all the awesomeness that 2017 will bring to OGWC. Bye-bye.